Chapter 1. The Lazy Dreamer. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by lush green fields and rolling hills, there lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan was known throughout the village not for his hard work or dedication, but for his extreme laziness. Every morning, his mother would wake him up, urging him to help his father in the fields. But Ethan preferred lying in the shade of the large banyan tree by the river, dreaming of a life where he didn't have to lift a finger. Ethan's father, Mr. Carter, was a diligent farmer who worked tirelessly to grow enough crops to support the family. Despite Ethan's lack of interest in hard work, Mr. Carter tried to teach him the importance of perseverance. "Ethan," he would say, "a man is only as strong as his will to work." But Ethan would laugh it off. "Why work hard when you can work smart, father?" he would reply, waving his hand dismissively. The villagers often gossiped about Ethan, calling him a dreamer who would never achieve anything. Though their words stung, Ethan never showed it. Deep down, he believed he was destined for something greater. He just didn't know what it was yet. Chapter 2. A Family in Trouble. One summer, disaster struck. A severe drought gripped the region, and the once fertile fields turned into barren land. The crops withered under the scorching sun, and the village faced the threat of famine. To make matters worse, Mr. Carter fell ill, leaving the family's livelihood in Ethan's hands. Ethan's mother, Mrs. Carter, pleaded with him to take responsibility. "Ethan, our family depends on you now. You must step up." Ethan nodded hesitantly. Though he lacked experience and motivation, he couldn't bear to see his family suffer. For the first time in his life, he stepped into the fields, determined to save the crops. However, days of relentless work left him exhausted. He quickly realized that hard labor was not his strength. One evening, as Ethan sat by the river, he overheard a group of villagers talking excitedly about a royal announcement. "The king is hosting a grand competition," one of them said. "The winner will receive a chest of gold." Ethan's ears perked up. A chest of gold could solve all his family's problems. Without a second thought, he decided to participate in the competition. Chapter 3. The Journey Begins. The next morning, Ethan packed a small bag and set off for the royal palace. The journey was long and arduous, filled with dense forests, rocky paths, and steep hills. Along the way, Ethan met travelers who doubted his abilities. "You, a competitor?" one man scoffed. "You don't stand a chance against the kingdom's finest warriors." Ethan's resolve wavered, but only for a moment. "I may not be the strongest," he thought, "but I have my wits." After 3 days of travel, Ethan finally reached the palace. The grand structure loomed before him, its golden spires glinting in the sunlight. Hundreds of participants had gathered, each looking more formidable than the last. Ethan felt a pang of doubt, but reminded himself of his family's plight. Chapter 4. The First Challenge. The king addressed the crowd, his voice echoing through the courtyard. "Welcome, brave participants. Your first challenge is to cross the Great Lake. The first 10 to finish will advance to the next round." As the competition began, most contestants dived into the water, swimming with powerful strokes. Ethan, however, stood on the shore, observing the chaos. He knew he couldn't compete with their speed. Suddenly, an idea struck him. Using fallen branches and vines, Ethan constructed a simple raft. He paddled across the lake, conserving his energy while others grew tired. Though his progress was slow, his strategy paid off. Ethan reached the shore in 9th place, securing his spot in the next round. Chapter 5. A Test of Strength. The second challenge was a test of strength. Each participant had to carry a heavy sack of grain up a steep hill. Ethan watched as the stronger competitors lifted their sacks with ease, while he struggled to even pick his up. "Think, Ethan, think," he muttered to himself. Spotting a wheelbarrow nearby, he realized he could use it to transport the sack. While others relied on brute force, Ethan used the wheelbarrow to move the grain efficiently. Once again, his ingenuity earned him a spot in the next round. Chapter 6. The Final Challenge. The final challenge was announced. Contestants had to build a bridge across a small river using limited materials. The task required both strength and strategy. While others hurriedly piled logs and stones, Ethan carefully analyzed the materials. He used the ropes and planks provided to construct a suspension bridge, leveraging the natural supports on either side of the river. Though his progress was slow, his bridge was sturdy and functional. Ethan crossed it with ease, while many others' makeshift bridges collapsed. Chapter 7. The King's Approval. As Ethan completed the final challenge, the crowd erupted in applause. The king was impressed by his ingenuity and resourcefulness. "Young man," the king said, "you have shown that intelligence and determination can triumph over brute strength. You are the winner of this competition." Ethan was awarded the chest of gold, but more importantly, he earned the respect of the villagers and his own self-belief. He returned home a hero, using the prize money to support his family and invest in improving the village's agricultural practices. Chapter 8. A Changed Man. Ethan's journey transformed him. He no longer avoided hard work but approached it with a creative mindset. He taught others the value of thinking strategically and working smarter, not harder. The villagers who once mocked him now looked up to him as a leader and innovator. Ethan's story became a legend in the village, inspiring others to find their strengths and work toward their goals. "Hard work and smart work go hand in hand," Ethan would say, "but the right mindset can move mountains." Moral of the story. The story of Ethan teaches us that challenges can be overcome with intelligence, creativity, and determination. A strong purpose, like the love for one's family or the desire to prove oneself, can drive even the laziest person to achieve greatness.